I grew a plant. This is my little periwinkle that I took a cutting of from one already in the garden. I'm actually surprised it's still alive. I've never really grown anything before, so it lives. I'm very happy that it's still alive. It doesn't really look like a periwinkle at the moment, but it's trying, and I think that's important. I think back when I planted it, I included it in a video, so I'll leave the link in the description. This is just a rosemary plant that we bought to also go in the bath. That sounds weird, but we have this old cast iron bath that we are planning to fill with a load of plants, and a lot of them we want to do is some herbs. These are what remain of my cuttings that I took back in the summer. I think it's included in a video, like I said, it'd be in the description. Anyway, only 2 of them in this out of 6 actually lived. I believe there were some fuchsia in here and they just completely didn't take and they rotted completely. There was actually still part of one in there. These are the 2 seeds that we bought that I'm going to be planting up today. There wasn't really much in stock, so these were like the only 2 we could get. My first step was just to empty out all the old dirt from the little tray. It was a bit gross and all dry, but you know, the 2 plants that are in there are still alive, so good for them. I found the other tray at the back of the shed, so it was a bit full of not so nice things like leaves, and I was slightly scared there was going to be spiders, but I got lucky, so yay. This compost is like stupidly heavy and I had to drag it like across the entire garden because I decided I had to film in front of the daffodils because they're pretty. It was at this moment I realised I probably should have got gloves. It's totally not like I have a skin condition on my hands and arms or anything that would possibly be irritated by touching dirt with bare hands. Oh well, you know, it'd be nice if we actually had a nice greenhouse, because at the moment our greenhouse is in a stupidly shady part of the garden and it's also full of brambles. So they're all just sitting in the windowsill in the house. I mean, I guess it means I don't forget about them, and as a result the periwinkle is still alive. So actually I quite like it like that, except there is no space. Gardening is just really relaxing and I should do it more, but there's no space, inside at least. So I'm excited for whenever we actually get this bath done and we can actually do the whole thing. I mean, I don't have much free time because of work, and that's why I haven't uploaded in ages, but yeah. Anyway, it was time to actually read the instructions and pretend that I actually know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm just going to chuck the seeds in vaguely like the instructions say, even though it's probably completely wrong and they're probably all going to die, but I tried. You know, it's hard to get stuff at the moment, so I'm just working with what I have, even if it's completely the wrong equipment or soil or whatever. You know, it's what we've got and it's what we have to work with, so the plants are just going to have to adapt. The poppy seeds were very small, as you know, so I just scattered them over the dirt, as you do, and then, you know, sprinkled it back over. I also had no idea how to open the seed bag, or packet, or whatever they're called. And then I realised I messed up. I didn't want to use all the seeds just in case this went terribly wrong and none of them grew, so I've still got some of them left over in case they don't grow. At the time of recording this, I have no idea still, nothing's happened. I'm just, you know, fingers crossed. I just think it would be really nice to have a load of poppies in the bath. You know, we also have 2 old sinks as well, and I'm hoping that we can also turn them into some kind of like plant pot. I just think that'd be cool next to the baths. And then we just need to get a toilet. Then you have like the full set of bathroom equipment with plants in, and that's just a vibe. And at last, I have finally finished with the poppies, so that means we're on to the other plants that I can't pronounce. I believe they're edible, apparently. I think we've grown them a few times before. Obviously, they're not alive anymore, but at one point, they were. The seeds for these were much bigger than the poppy seeds. Poppy seeds, you know, they're very small and black. You have them on bread rolls, they're nice. But these seeds, they look more like sort of shriveled old peas. And obviously, because of their size, they had to be planted differently to the poppies. So I've only got 4 of these plants in the pot because it was 1 seed per thingy. At the time of recording, about a week later now, I'm speaking, they still haven't germinated, but I'm not quite sure how long they're going to take. Once again, I am regretting not wearing gloves to do this, but you know, I can always wash my hands, as you do. And I somehow didn't get it all over my clothes, which was good. The instructions on the packet weren't too confusing, and I followed them to the best that I could. My usual method when it comes to gardening is to just stick it in the ground and hope for the best. If something wants to grow, it grows. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm not gonna, you know, try and force it if it doesn't want to. I do try my best to make sure that I always water the plants that we have at the moment. You know, it's important to keep them moist. And, you know, so far, just doing that has meant that most of them have lived, so yay! I tried to pick the best seeds that I could from the packet, as some of them were sort of broken in half, so I picked the ones that were the most round and looked the most healthy. Hopefully they will start growing soon. I keep checking them every day. Speaking of checking, just this morning I checked the poppy seeds, and I'm delighted to say they have finally germinated, and there's these cute little sprouts, bright green, sticking up from the soil, and they are so cute, and I'm so glad they've actually grown. And at last I have finally potted up all the seeds. And as you know by now, some of them have already started growing, so I'm very happy. Thank you for watching and listening to me ramble about plants I don't know anything about. This was a really fun video to make, and it really cheered me up and helped me relax after a long week. Also look, this little plant decided it was going to grow out the compost. It's so cute. And here are the tiny little seedlings. Thank you for watching.